Welcome back to BCTV. I'm your host, Francis Mayer, and again, I want to thank David and the Outdoor Club. You could look around and find many different exciting things to do on the Bakersfield College campus, and I might have spoke too soon. I heard about the Renegamers, and I just assumed that it was an indoor activity with the lights out, the variety of which makes your skin pale. And I've definitely, before I had 3 children, was a degenerate video gamer, but then even way before I had children, I was a degenerate tabletop gamer, and that is kind of what you're promoting, is it not, Mr. Hidalgo? Mr. Hidalgo.
We're a diverse club. We don't have any particular game that we're going after. We're interested in introducing people to other people who are interested in the same things that they are.
Nice.
So it might be a community of Pokemon Go or whatever. We are starting a couple of things. One of our big pushes is an esports league. Believe it or not, there is scholarship money out there from gaming corporations like
EA Sports.
EA Sports,
No.
for one.
Wow.
And we are working on forming the requirements. Just like student athletes have to maintain their GPA,
Yes.
gamers will have to maintain a 2.0 GPA to participate in the scholarship leagues.
Dude, this is the first time that I've heard something that has really made me want to dust off the books and become a student again. The old 40-year-old Francis is not as limber and deep of lungs as the early 20s Francis model, but e-gaming, the esports,
Right.
that I can still participate. That's awesome.
Right. The club chose League of Legends as the first choice, and then Smash Brothers is also really big.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
We found out that there is a collegiate level competition for Smash Brothers.
What?
Yeah, crazy stuff.
I'm very excited to hear this. This is incredible. That's awesome.
And then the other thing, we're not just a bunch of gamers getting together to play video games. We're also big into philanthropy. This started last year when I was involved in student government, and we did an Extra Life campaign with cooperating with Ed Webb from CSUB.
Okay.
And now we are heading into Big Gamer Day on November the 5th. But one of the founding tenets of BC Renegamers is participation with Extra Life, and we have our own Extra Life Marathon Day that we host in April. And our first time out last year, we set a goal of $1,500, and we held that on the same day as Garden Fest. And because of the traffic that was there on campus that day, we raised $1,959. And that went to the Lawrence Small Children's Hospital.
Wonderful. That's awesome. That is really, really cool. Just another example of how you can have fun and help other people at the same time. I don't know if there's any better kind of fun than that. And that's outstanding. That's great. And also, to talk about the benefits of gaming, they do get you thinking critically, don't they?
They do. There's a lot of strategy involved in gaming. Depending on what game you play, there might actually be a team approach where you have to plan out your attack and the use of the skills that each participant has. So it's not just pushing the buttons on the controller. It's knowing what to do with the skills that you have.
Right, and I remember there was a period of my life when there were button mashing games, and there was a UFC game that came out several years ago, and when I worked in radio, we hosted a tournament for it, and this dude rubbed all the skin off this part of his knuckles, just going like this across the buttons on the control. Blin, it was disgusting. He like his hand broke open, and he had to tape it. He had blisters. It was crazy, but my daughters will fight over oxygen. They are very at each other, and on a lark, I bought Minecraft for them. And I didn't even know what it was. I just was like, okay, Minecraft, I'm totally out of touch. I know this is a huge deal, but I'll get it for the kids and hope this works. And they have bonded over Minecraft, and it's a very involved game. It's a world building game, and they have taught each other things, and it has drawn 2 girls together that I had no idea that it was going to do that.
Right.
But it really did. It's given them something to talk about, and there's an awkward age gap between them, but that has really pulled them together.
One of the awesome things about Minecraft is that it's possible to be customized if you know how to code. And people who want to customize their Minecraft, they actually have an inspiration to learn how to code. So,
And Chad, what is coding?
well, coding is the instructions that a computer is able to understand. It's an intermediate of human language to machine language, so that the video game is able to bring up the graphics that you want, or incorporate new characters or new
Technology, even in
materials.
Minecraft, yeah.
Right.
Like there are people who have coded television units inside the game, or foods, or different objects that they then can sell on Amazon. Actually, it's wild. And if your children learn how to code, that's awesome, because obviously computers are not a passing fad.
No,
right?
they're here to stay.
Yeah, when you and I were younger, remember, like they could sell components at Radio Shack, and your parents were like, computers.
Right.
Yeah, my mom called me last week, and she's bought an iPhone, and like, dude, it's here to stay. It's part of our future, and that's a good thing. Chad, what else are you up to on campus? What else is going on with you?
Well, I am. I'm in what's called Tier 2 of the baccalaureate degree program that Bakersfield College has started.
To tell us about that, because this is huge.
So Bakersfield College is participating with 14 other community colleges throughout the state of California in a pilot program that's set to last for 8 years. And each college is able to offer one career discipline for a bachelor's degree. Bakersfield College is offering industrial automation. So our electronics department has really ramped up and made some renovations to the former Mesa room that is now the robotics lab, added new equipment into the laboratories for upper level courses. There are actually students already that started this fall in upper division courses, and they are set to graduate in 2018. So I'm in Tier 2 right now, which means I still have some undergrad requirements that I need to complete. And then in the fall of 2017, I will be able to start upper division coursework.
Wow, that's amazing. And, my dad likes to get fired up and say, the robots are going to take all our work. But there's work that people don't need to do.
Robotics is intended to keep people safer in dangerous jobs. Nuclear power, for instance, just grunge work that people don't really need to do. At learning how to code these things, I'm discovering that there are things, no matter how many automatic inputs and outputs I have on a machine, there's still the need for a human being to be there, because the machine can't fix itself. The machine can't program itself. So there will always be jobs for people who...
Sorry, I can hear his voice right now. Dad, Transformers was a movie, man. Okay? No, they're not... Dad, come on, dude. No, he's right. They're not going to fix themselves, okay? Dad, come on. So, yes, cleaning up nuclear waste, bad news. That's stuff that makes people sick. Changing fuel cores. There's all kinds of dirty, dangerous, awful work. And there's also people who benefit from robotics that are handicapped, that can't do things right on their own.
Sure.
So
that's kind of next level stuff with implanting micro machines into nervous systems and stuff like that. But that's
where we're
what's
headed.
being studied right now. So
no, it's incredible. And Chad, congratulations to you. Congratulations to the rest of the folks involved in the baccalaureate program. And that is something that could expand in the future. We don't know. It's a pilot program, right?
Right.
And they're not going to go jerking it out from under you before you finish.
No, it's here for at least 8 years. So
yeah, hats off to President Sonia Christian for...
She did a great job with getting the machine in the works.
Oh, dude, you couldn't help yourself. No, and you were saying something actually after David, and again, we want to remind you that the Outdoor Club is meeting on, it was Wednesday? In the executive room at 1:30? 1300, he says. Always get it, military guys, man. I love that. They do that in Europe, though, too. They have a 24-hour clock, I think. Yeah, which is good if you're like me and you're conflicted about when you should sleep. You were in the military briefly.
Yes, I enlisted in the Navy in 1990.
Nice.
And got 6 weeks into boot camp and had a medical disqualification. So I am considered a veteran, and my hat's off to all service people.
Yeah, as it should be, no doubt about that. In 6 weeks was definitely a good taste. I once watched the movie Stripes, and that's as close as I got to being in the U.S. military. I would have been physically disqualified far sooner than 6 weeks, my friend. So, congratulations to you. I'm not being funny. That is the closest I ever came. I'm sorry, dude, and I'm not. Hey, I'm the first coward, actually. I think in like 3 or 4 generations. My dad, my grandfather, my great-grandfather all served in the military. And, hey, man, I wanted to start the disappointments early, so I started by not enlisting in the military. But indeed, hats off to our servicemen and women. There's a lot of student veterans at Bakersfield College, and there's a great a network of services available to veterans, and I always like to get that word out there. If you are a veteran, though, there are a bevy of opportunities and assistance available to you, but you've got to open your arms to them. And that goes for a lot of people on the Bakersfield campus, or any college campus for that matter. If you're a foster youth, if you have a different ability, or you have some sort of physical condition that's keeping you from having the same experience as the rest of your classmates, raise your hand. Ask for help, and you will be surprised how much there is on the BC campus, isn't there?
Absolutely.
There's just a ton. And why not take advantage of it if you can? Because you can't be all that you can be, like the Chocolate Cowboy is doing, unless you get that help, unless you open yourself up to opportunity. No, that's coming, David. You watch. That's a good story. For everybody on the BC TV production team, including our technical director, Chris McCullough, and associate producer, Belen Martinez, and the indispensable Diane, I wish you all a very good week. Get involved with Homecoming. Get involved with the Renegamers, and reach out. Open your arms to opportunity, because there's a lot to be had. Again, for the entire team, I'm Francis Mayer. Thank you for watching.